I may have got scammed once, but it's actually you guys' fault this time. Well, what's up guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and a few weeks ago I posted a video about a shop project where I got scammed, or felt like I kind of got scammed, and it was because I went out and bought some used pallet rack shelves off of Craigslist, or actually I think my father-in-law found them for sale on the side of the road. So I went and bought them. He told us they were 42 inches deep. If you remember, they weren't 42, they were 40. And I put out a plea to my subscribers to help me find some 40-inch pallet rack shelving, the wire decks, because instead of doing it in lumber like I wanted to, lumber prices are sky high, outrageous right now. Well, my plea was answered. I Googled and searched and Googled and searched and called probably 15 different companies. And after I posted that video on Facebook and YouTube both, I had about 500 different people contact me with options. Well, we found a solution for the pallet rack shelves, and I'm finally going to get to put all that stuff together and get my shop kind of cleaned up, because everything's just been piled in there for several weeks. Because I had to move everything, almost everything out of the garage up there, because my wife wants to use that as our new game room / merchandise processing facility, and that transformation is coming along. If you haven't noticed, 2020 has been like the year of the project. It's like project year for us. Between all the work we did in the shop, and still have this ugly side shed, and now we've moved into the garage, trying to redo it, and then our new project, the Class C motorhome. But the garage project's coming along well. We're getting it all painted up. So originally that garage did not have a ceiling in it. It just had rafters, a few rafters. It didn't even have all the way it was built. It didn't even have all of an attic, a true attic. What is it, Bear? Not getting any attention today? Huh? You needing some love? So the garage coming along. Let me show you what we've done so far. Just dip it in there. You got it. Now, we're not trying to make like a perfect, awesome, showroom out of that garage. It's almost a 40-year-old building. We're just getting some sheetrock up, getting insulation in, and making it a usable workspace for our merchandise room, and then a place for a TV and some couches, kind of a game room area for the kids. But while I'm out here, I'll switch up gears just a little bit. I've got some news, you guys. What's up? I only see 2 pigs. How come I only see 2 pigs? Where's Harry at? Anybody seen Harry? Hey, there he is. Hey, pig. Pig. Harry. He ain't listening. So, guess what? These guys have a processing date next week. Next Tuesday they're going to be leaving, so I'm filming this on Saturday, so they've only got a few more days here with us. And these guys are big. You pigs are big. So yeah, this will be one of the last times you guys see our pigs on video. We'll probably do a video when we take them off to the processor, but hey, they've been good to us, huh? They ain't bad. I don't know what they weigh, but they're huge. So I'm ready for them to move on to freezer camp, and that date is quickly approaching. They're right, Harry. No. So on to the actual point of this video, and that is the pallet rack shelving here in my shop. Now, as I said earlier, I may have got scammed once, but it's actually you guys' fault this time. You guys fixed the problem, and I do appreciate that. So we used a company called Rackman out of Georgia, and they actually had to go digging and digging and digging and digging. It took a couple weeks for them to find and get the right pallet rack decks for us, because a 40-inch pallet rack deck is almost non-existent. So let me show you what we got, and then we're gonna work on getting this all set up, because this doesn't cut it. So much clutter that needs to be stored. And so you guys know we bought 4 separate pallet rack bays, probably way more than what we needed. So my goal is to put, I bought actually enough for 3 shelves per unit, but what I'm thinking is these last 2 on the end, I'm gonna do 4. They're about 2.5 feet apart on all the shelves, and we still have floor space, and that would leave enough for 2 racks on these 2, and I'll put them up higher, so I'll continue on with the top one just for out of the way storage, drop down and do another one, and then we'll be able to put 4-wheelers and bicycles and all that stuff underneath there until we get more of these rails if we need them. So, on to the meat of the video. As I tried to say earlier, here are our waterfall edge pallet rack deck wire decks in 40-inch lengths. So here's what they look like. It's just got 3 separate support bars, and then you've got that waterfall edge that rolls over there. And we had 1,000 different options and what suggestions from you guys on what we could do. Ultimately, I wanted to do this because of the amount of weight it can support and the price. I got these are used, and I paid $9 a piece for them. And if we would have done this out of cattle panels or 4x4 hog panels and 2x4s, I promise you it would have cost us a lot more. I priced it that way, and this just wasn't a bad option. It was just hard finding them. So the way that this can support so much weight and just be a light duty cattle panel style frame is these metal bars under here support all the weight. So you got this little chair that they set on inside that ledge, and then this waterfall edge, and it makes these very light duty looking shelves carry a ton of weight, literally. I mean, I think that's rated for like 1,200 pounds per shelf or something. Not that I'm gonna be putting that much weight on them, but it is a chore putting these together. I mean, a lot more work than the little cheap Home Depot shelves. But I can't wait to get all of my inventory, as I like to call it, stored away and off of my shop floor. Huh, Bella, are you gonna help today? Or are you just gonna do like usual and sleep? You just gonna sleep? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, I'm not real sure if I just put together some really awesome pallet rack shelves or the world's largest set of bunk beds, because so far I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 places at the Arms Family Homestead Shop Airbnb. Just throw some mattresses on there, right? I mean, the tops may be a little warm from the heat up high, but so the pallet rack shelves are, the reason I waited on these and the reason I wanted to find these is I would have spent hours and hours and hours out here cutting all the 2x4s, 2x6s if I decked it out in that, or ripping plywood and having waste off of a sheet of plywood, because they're 4 feet wide, 8 feet long, but my shelves were only 38 on the inside, so we'd have a lot of wasted plywood. Lumber prices, like I said, are outrageous. So this is what I wanted, and you guys helped me get that. I mean, no lie, but I'm happy with it, and I like the idea of 4 shelves because, like I said, most of what's going on here is going to be storage totes and tubs and things. that aren't 3 or 4 feet tall. But with 4 shelves, I still actually have the floor as a shelf, so it's technically just like 5. And then I'm not sure over here. I'm still thinking, I don't know if I want to continue with the same height up there, because my thought is if I get some pallet rack or some pallet forks for the front of my Kubota tractor here, if I come in here with something on the pallet forks, I've only got so much lift, and that tractor's not going to get the bottom of the forks to 10 feet. So if I wanted to lay stuff on those shelves, you know, I could use these last 2 that are going to be the easiest to access from the door coming in the shop. So I'm thinking maybe at like 4 and 7 feet or something like that. That row right there is at 7.5, and that's at 5. So if I did just continued on at that level, I think the tractor can lift that high pretty easily. And then the other shelf, I don't know, somewhere maybe 5 feet, maybe just continue on just like those, but I'm not sure. We'll see, we'll see. I'm still thinking on that one. Well, there's the finished product. All that's left now is I may go get the truck and move the welder out of the way and then start organizing some of my stuff. But the final height that I decided on this side, I just carried on with the 7.5 foot height there. And the reason I just decided to do that is because I measured how high my Kubota tractor will lift. And if I had a set of pallet forks, it may be just a little bit different. But the bottom of that bucket right now is at 8 feet. So at 7.5 feet, we should be able to reach up there and set anything we want to on that shelf on a pallet, and then be able to get it down. And then the lower shelf is right at 4.5 feet. And that leaves us a lot of space underneath to put like bicycles and the lawnmower. I technically could turn around and pull under there. Obviously with the headache rack and the tall seat, it may not fit like it is. But you know, things like a pressure washer like this that you don't want to lift up and put on a shelf. You know, floor space is valuable in a shop, and I hate to waste floor space. So that's what I settled with. You know, like 2 months later, but it's done. Well, alrighty then. Check it out. Still got a ton of empty shelf space. Got just about everything cleaned up off the floor. I mean, I've got a few other miscellaneous things I need to go through and organize. And by no means are these shelves full. I mean, literally just have like one tote. I could push those back and double stack some of these. But my game plan, trying to stay organized, is to use these totes for like items. So like this is all chainsaw and weed eater stuff. This is all electrical, miscellaneous electrical stuff, electrical tools, wire nuts, all that kind of stuff. Plumbing, even though there's a bucket with a deer on it, it's all plumbing, miscellaneous chemicals for machines, and you know, oils and strippers and blah, 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 blah. Some of them I'm gonna have to label. So like paint supplies, just all kinds of different stuff. Like this one here, I need to label, but it's gonna be all electric fence supplies. So by no means is this a perfect system, but it saves me so much floor space. I can do so much more in here and get everything tucked away nice and neat. And like I said, I haven't even put anything on these shelves over here yet. So I don't know what we'll do, but everything tucks in under, except the lawnmower because of the rollover bar, but you couldn't back all the way under there because you wouldn't fit. So I don't know, we may find somewhere else to stick the mower, but for now that's where it's gonna go. But I am extremely happy with this. I'm telling you, people always tell you when you build a barn or a shop, figure out what size you want and then go about 1 or 2 sizes bigger. And it's because you end up doing this. You start putting stuff in here and it fills it up quickly. But when you can get stuff pushed up, elevated and against the wall, stored on a shelf, it gives you so much more space. And I'm really thankful, really happy that I went with the pallet rack system. And I do appreciate all of you that reached out to try to help find the correct decks and all the different options and ideas and so many things that I had never thought of. But 40-inch pallet racking, if you ever come across it, don't buy it. And if you ever go buy pallet racking used somewhere, make sure you measure it. Even if they tell you it's 42 inches deep, sometimes it's not. So, another project done. It's time to get the chores done, get all the animals fed, and it is youth rifle season here in Oklahoma. So it's kind of a middle of the day project. I'm not gonna tell you how the first morning went. You'll have to wait and see how Houston did on his first deer hunt. I'm gonna go this evening, and you guys gotta understand, I've got 2 kids that can hunt the youth rifle season now, and several people have asked why we haven't been letting Emily hunt this year, or why we weren't gonna let Emily hunt. I promise you, she is. And we're having to work around and do some things. But Emily's still big time into deer hunting. Don't think she's not. She is excited about killing a big deer. Or excited for the chance of killing a big deer, we hope. So, anyways, yeah. Successful project complete. Pallet racking. Look, I'm telling you, if you got a shop, that's the way to go right there. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with pallet rack. I've even seen people build, one of their bays, they'll take one of those levels and lower it down and make a workbench and have all kinds of stuff hanging and all just a workspace right there in their pallet rack system. So there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do. But anyways, that's all I've got for today. I'm gonna go do the rest of my chores now. So guys, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.